What is up, everybody? I am your local legend, legendary Boogiieekknight, and tonight we're back with some more Raging Loop. And it's late, real late. Me and my capture card, we've been going through it. Apparently, we were about to break up, but I think we got it together now. I think we love each other again. And with that being said, hopefully it'll work now, and it will stop changing to my PC mic instead of the mic that I'm using. As always, warning, mature content. This content is not suitable for children under a certain age. Make sure everything's set for 1080 and that you are able to get the best quality. Hopefully my capture card won't die on me because it's about to have a heart attack just processing these graphics. So we're back here playing some more Raging Loop. We did the first playthrough scenario. We're in a new town. Shit's gotten weird. People are wearing panties on their face. It's strange. I don't understand what's going on. I kind of have an idea. I think everybody's just a bunch of cultists in this whole region. That may be what's going on, but we're gonna find out. We're trying to unlock some more keys, try to get some more bad routes so we can get those keys so we can find out what the fuck is going on, why these people even turning into wolves, and why everybody that eats from that land dies. And if you haven't seen the rest of these playthroughs, they're on YouTube. They're archived over there. And if you support Alt Tech, remember that I am re-uploading on Rumble and BitChute at some point. I keep saying it, but I never get around to it. To all my people out there on Twitch, thank you for joining me. And to everybody on DLive, thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. And I hope that you guys keep supporting me. I would like to keep doing stuff over there. I kind of like the community over there. And what else? What else is going on here? Yeah, I'm sorry about the other streams this weekend. I don't know what's going on with my capture card. It's slowing down. I don't even understand what's going on. But I am doing a multicast restream, but that shouldn't have anything to do with the capture card. But hopefully everything just works out tonight, and we will see what's going on. So without further ado, it is time to boogie. So we're gonna go ahead and hopefully not get demonetized over there for this music being on YouTube. Now I'm gonna do a check really quick, so please, if you hear echo in the background, just know I'm trying to make sure that you guys can hear me. Oh, look how sexy that voice is. Let's hear it again. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. That's nasty nice. That's nasty nice. Yeah, freaky naughty. All right. Here we go. Jeez, how many saves did I fucking make? Drunken sleepover. Yeah, that's where we are. So in case anybody doesn't know what this game is, this is a read-along game with multi-ended playthroughs. For instance, you play a route, you die, you go back, you redo it. And I don't know if a lot of people like this, but I'm enjoying it, and I like a good story, and it's late at night, and who doesn't like to have a good story told to them at bed, especially a good horror story. So let's load it. The sky was clear. The region was split into several buildings around the village. Some of the Fujushi had told me Fujushi had a population of about 1,000 people. It was pretty small for an autonomous area, but it was still enough to make eating in the building impossible. We went into one of them. It was crowded, but upon seeing us, the villagers stepped aside as if we were all planned. If it was all planned, excuse me. Apparently everyone here did what they could to accommodate Fujushi. Also, everyone was staring at me like I was an alien or something, but it felt like Fujushi presence discouraged them from staring at too long. The attitude aside, everyone here looked pretty normal. The usual Japanese people, the lethargy, you like that? Lethargy from before was nowhere to be seen. Maybe they just look lethargic because it was early morning? Most looked like they were farmers, but I could also see some students in uniform bearing the same design as the one worn in the students in Yamazu. The building itself was an aged wooden structure, but it was a whole lot bigger than one in Yasamizu, and looked way sturdier too. The interior wasn't too pretty, but it was spacious. You grabbed a tray right after walking in, and then got tea and rice bowls for whatever from the ladies and aprons. It felt like a high school cafeteria, but you couldn't choose what you wanted. You could refuse what you didn't want, though.
Ah, こちら僕が面倒を見るから。
See, I look after him, don't worry. I can't remember. I gave him a voice. I can't remember what the fucking voice was. Yeah, that was it. Okay. He spoke to the elderly woman, one after another, and made them stop staring at me with suspicion. Then we took our trays, and without paying anything, apparently they had something like union dues for that. How effective. Walked away. Parting the crowd, we searched for a place to sit down.
ちょっと手狭ですが、まあしっかり食ってください。
It's a bit cramped in here, but please do eat. I really appreciated getting. Nah, it was like this. Yeah, that's right. I gave it the nasally voice. I really appreciated getting to eat a normal meal. Lots of rice miso soup, the one with vegetables, and boiled beans. Boiled beans, ew. I thought it was vegetarian at first, but then I felt something meaty inside.
獅子です。
Yeah. Well,
慣れでしょうが、そんなに癖はないでしょう。
Not used to it. It doesn't taste that strange, does it?
獅子、イノシシですか？
Shishi like, shishi boar?
ああ、いえ。この辺では鹿やらイノシシやら、
not
肉は
specifically.
全部まとめて獅子です。
And here, deer boar, all the wild meat is called shishi.
そういえば、昔は肉と書いて獅子と読ませてた
I
み
heard
たい
that
ですね。
shishi once used to be a Japanese reading for meat. Doesn't shishi mean death? Shishi means 44. 44 is bad luck numbers, so it should be death, right? Before it became niku.
よくご存知ですね。
I'm surprised you know that. The people of the area have been hunting for a long time. And even now, the hunters share what they catch, like they did with us. I hadn't thought I'd ever eat wild game in some communal eatery. Lucky me. Though the taste was kind of bland overall, I could detect some soy sauce on the vegetables, while the boiled beans were kind of sweet. The soup stock too made me think they used a minimal amount of flavoring. The miso soup didn't really seem like miso soup, it was more like stew, probably because shishi was the only thing that they used in the stock. I tasted more of it and realized that the overboiled meat still had a sort of beastly texture and smell about it. It was fresh game, that's why. I couldn't call it good, but it was unique, local meal not everyone had the chance to eat. I was grateful for the experience. The eatery was still crowded as the people came and went, but Higuchi didn't seem bothered as I talked. I kept up with him during the conversation, repeating the same lies I told the officer, and making sure to look as much a poor, unfortunate soul as I could. He smiled all the way through, even as he interjected. Now and again, I felt like he was at least 100 times craftier than the officer, and I wondered if it was in my inner contrition speaking. After that, Higuchi and I returned to the officer's post, but...
久石さんには、藤吉に移住してもらってはいかがでしょうね。
What? What do you say, Fujushi-san? Moving to Fujushi? It was what I'd wanted to hear. That ass, I mean. But I couldn't let it show on my face. While the officer was against it, he didn't intend to argue too strongly. He and Higuchi discussed some things, but it seemed like Higuchi already knew how he'd treat me, and it didn't look like the officers take matter into him. After a few exchanges, the officer covered It was my turn to speak.
房石さんも
Well
それでいいですね。
Okay with that too, aren't you, Fusashi-san? Excuse me. Now that there was a smile, I couldn't say no to even if I wanted to. Well, it really didn't seem like the heads of Fujushi were a twisted bunch.
ええ、渡りに船です。
Yes, this opportunity is a godsend for me.
す
I
ぐ
get what
住
you
んで
did
もらえ
there.
そうなのが、とりあえず
Well,
は
I can settle in right away,
ちょっと離
but
れ
it's
た場所になっ
gonna
ちゃ
be
い
a
ますかね。
place short distance from here. Was he serious?
構いませんよ。
I don't
どういう
mind.
ところです？
What kind of place is it?
まあまあ、
Well, I'll
追って
tell you
説明し
more
ます
in a
よ。
moment. Oh, that
ああ
reminds
そうい
me,
えばそっち
we
に
had
行
some
く人たち
people
がいた
already
ような
headed
気がする
there.
な。
Those two, huh?
一緒に行ってもらいまし
We'll
ょう。
ask them to take you there. There was no mistaking it. He smiled like he was harmless while forcing me into a settlement for the ostracized.
その手続きとかは
So, do I have to sign anything?
転入転出
No,
とかは
no.
とりあえ
We
ず後
take
回しでなんとか
care
し
of
まし
that
ょう。
later. I know someone in Tokyo. He can act as a
代理
proxy
で
for
なんとか
that.
とにもかくにも
Anyway,
まずは住むと
we
ころで
must
すね。
start
駐在所にずっと
start
止め
with
ても
your
らうのじゃ
place of
迷惑で
residence.
しょうからね。
And you'd be a bother. You stayed in the officer's post after all.
私はその
I'll
そっち
take
方
you
面
to
に行く
ones
人たち
going
に
there.
ちょっと
Don't
話
worry.
を通して
They're
きま
from
す
the
よ。
city too.
ああ、
Oh,
下の連中
I'll
に
have
も
to
一
tell
報
the
しなきゃ
locals
な。
about you.
ちょっとバタバタしそう
I
だけ
don't
ど。
know why he
昼ま
started
でに
sounding
はどうに
sinister.
かなるでしょ
Maybe because he's sending me to my fucking death. Tell the locals about you. I'll be quite busy, but I'm sure I can get it all done by lunch.
それじゃ、一旦
Anyway,
ここで
goodbye for now. He one-sidedly ended the conversation and left the post.
いい人ですね。
What a nice guy. On the surface, anyway. That little bitch.
うん。
Yeah.
まあ。
The officer understood the situation and didn't like it, but couldn't go against one of the heads. This was probably why Chimmy said we couldn't trust the police. In Fujushi, even government institutions were only a secondary authority. Anyway, what could I make of this? I did actually expect to be sent to Yamazu. The people here had no interest in harboring outsiders. We weren't welcome. Or maybe they wanted to avoid the initial trouble caused by immigration by making me live on the ostracized until I got used to the village. Whatever the case, this wasn't something I had to say in, which made it seem really bad. That was probably why the officer was so against it. I couldn't understand that. Higuchi, on the other hand, seemed a bit heavy-handed with all this. I could understand him wanting to set me up with a place quickly, but as someone who knew about the feast, I couldn't help but be suspicious of the timing. The mists will come this evening, and he wanted to give Yamazu a new inhabitant until then. Did Higuchi, a head of Fujushi, understand what that meant?
ちなみに読んだことない？宝生9個の記事。
Yeah, I'm going all the way through it. I don't know if you were here in the beginning, but the rest of the playlist is on YouTube in case you want to go ahead and check it out over there. It's under the same name as this. What voice? Oh, have you ever read Kyoku Hasai's articles? I'm sorry.
すみません。
I went through a highly familiar exchange and finished my introduction to Hasako Mamiya a second time. Did you finish this game by any chance? Did you like it? Yeah, I know I wasn't really supposed to stream past that the part where it tell me not to. I'm loving it too. I'm really loving it. I'm really loving it. Working on these voices. I'm not really good at the female thing, but I'm trying. And yeah, you're right. His definition of of nice is fucked up. It is really fucked up. That guy. I don't know how they treat people in Tokyo, but goddamn. Hello, it's nice to meet you. Hello. He was as hard to deal with as always. Thank you very much. Fujushi worked fast, though too. He'd gotten back to me before noon, and before I knew it, I was greeting the ones who'd led me to my place. Just as I expected, they were the journalists. Higuchi-san said that he already contacted the people in Yamazu. What about you? Are you ready? Yes. I'm more worried about you, in fact.
もちろんお昼に間に合うならお腹空かせて苦しまなくていいしね
Oh, we're all right. We can get there at noon. We won't have to stay hungry for long. I bet you won't. You're gonna be eating your guts out. I see. So you intend to come later for their convenience.
そうそう向こうの人たちの昼食時を回避した方がいいって話
Yes, he said we should avoid coming when the people there are eating. Honestly, I wanted to cover their eating environment, so this is a bit of a stroke of luck. Oh, so this probably also had something to do with the people of Fujushi not wanting to show their daily lives to outsiders. They could have just refused them completely, though. Did the journalists have connections that made them impossible to refuse? Made it impossible to refuse, or did they want to show what a developed settlement it was? Or maybe they had no intention of letting them go. Unlikely. Yeah, it's a real chill atmosphere, and that like this song right here, for some freaking reason, I could just like sit here and like read to that the entire day. I would never get tired of it either. Give me 1 second. Awesome. Like doop doop doo. If they killed anyone from Yamazu or some nobody like me, they could easily conceal it due to the isolated the location was. But the two journalists had came here to make an article. If something were to happen to them here, it'd be certain to draw unwanted attention to the village. On the other hand, if Kamafujushi people knew that the feast was near, they probably wouldn't have allowed them here. Well, I think we should head over now. What do you think, Hashimoto-san? Oh, fine. Whoa, he was slow, but he actually communicated with someone. That was rare. So, sorry for the bother, and thank you for having me.
Yeah.
No worries. Why do I think he should be talking like Rick Ross? Is the boss. Oh, really? You just put this music on? You know what music I really like listening to while I'm doing things? Celeste. You ever hear the soundtrack to Celeste? Oh, you need to check it out. Look up Celeste. It's a game about climbing. Celeste the game. Yeah, check out a speed run of it. There is a couple speed runs of it, but go ahead and check out the game Celeste and just put on a soundtrack, and I'm telling you, that is a banger. The whole thing is a banger. The whole thing is just like amazing music. It's like some of the best music you ever hear. That was the first exchange I'd shared with him in this life anyway.
もちろん。じゃ
Of
あ
course.
乗って
Now
乗って
get in, bitch. Like, okay. The van started slowly traveling down a thin paved road between the farms. Come to think of it, May was rice planting season. The field had water all over it and didn't display a single weed. It was full of people planting rice seedlings by hand.
機械でやってないんです
They're
ね
not using machines.
そのようね。
Looks like it. The people here don't seem to like modern technology.
コンバインやらトラクターやらが
Combines and
そんなに新しい
tractors
とも
aren't
思わ
that
ないです
new.
が
If you ask me,
逆によ
I'm
く手作業で
impressed.
回ります
They're
ね
doing such a good job by hand.
回ってないと思うわ。
Well, I'm not
だから
sure
今
they
は
are.
メーカーの人た
That's
ちが
why
中
a
心
big
になっ
family
て
here are
重機
trying
を
to
導
get
入
heavy
しようとはして
machinery
る
for
ら
the
しいけど
job.
なるほど
Let's see, like
樋口さん
Gucci-san.
とか
農業改革の
I
方
heard
は
that the
荷車さんという方
Magaruma,
たちが
I
担
hope
当
I
してい
said
るって
that,
聞いたわ。
Magaruma, Macarena family, no, Magaruma were in charge of farming developments.
なるほど
I see.
ちゃんとお金は
So
あ
they
るん
have
だ
money, huh?
そうみたいね。
Seems
どう
so.
いうから
Not
くり
quite
かは
sure
わから
how
ない
that
けど
works.
からくりって
You know, I've never played the Doppelganger, Ganropa, but I saw the anime and I love the anime. I love the anime. And Hagarashi, Hagarashi, the zombie Hagarashi, or just the other Hagarashi where the dude has the imaginary girlfriend. Because I know there's two. Something has to work here.
いや、
Well,
ま
how do I
あそ
put
のね、
this?
基本的に外か
What
ら
I
の
mean to
収
say
入が
is
出
the big
稼ぎのみ
families
で
are
高齢化
strangely
で人が
rich
減
for
って
a
る
mountain
産地の
village
町村
with
にして
a
は
aging
メーカーさん
populace
はお金持
where
って
the
る
young
んだ
go
って
outside to work.
そうなんですか
Really?
ええ、荷
Yes.
車さんち
The
とっても大きか
Magarama
ったわよ。
family was
大
really
きな
big.
会社も
They
止まって
even
た
had
し
a large foreign car.
うん
Soka. Yeah, even if it was something that could easily be explained, it was still something to keep in mind. Kyo-chan.
はい。
Yes. The strange nickname Hashimoto-san used surprised me, but Mamiya-san herself didn't seem bothered.
あんまり憶測は良くないね。
You shouldn't make too many assumptions.
ですけど、
But
記者
the
魂が
journalist
騒
within
ぐかい
you is curious.
そんな偉いもんじゃないですけど、
It's nothing that big.
今回
I
は
bet it is,
この
girl.
まま流すのがいいよ。
I think you should just leave it at that.
それは名写
Is that
真家
your
の勘
famous
です。
photographer intuition talking?
どうかな。
Who knows?
ま、わかりました。
Well, all right.
専門外ですし
This
ね。
isn't my specialty anyway.
というわけで、さっきのは
Anyway, forget what I said.
Eh.
Yeah, sure. Nope.
ちなみに、あなたはこっちへ移住するって聞いたけど、
By the way, I heard you're moving here. Yeah, I want to check out that prequel too. And I really should play the game. I had a friend who was trying to get me to play it. And have you seen Future Diary is my joint. Like that is one of my favorite animes of all times.
そうなりました
That's how it turned out.
これから行く場所について
Have you
聞い
heard
て
about the place you're going to?
聞いてませんけど
I didn't, but I can
大体想像はつ
imagine
きますね
what it's like. My words made her give me a strange look.
というと、
As in,
多分あんまり
it probably
居
isn't
住
a
条件
good
が良くない
place
と
to
ころでしょ
live
う
in.
こっちの
Being
メインの
separate
集
from
落
the
とは
main
切り
settlement.
離
Now.
され
なんでそう思う
Why do you
の？
think that?
みんな僕の処
You
遇に
people
つい
looked
て
comfortable
奥
about
歯に物
how
が
I'd
挟ま
be
ったような
treated.
も樋口さんがただの
Haguchi
親切
san
な人っ
looked
ていうより
less like a nice guy
後ろめたい
and
ことを
more
平
like
然と
someone
できるよう
who
な人
could
に
easily
見えた
shrug
か
off any
ら
guilt.
ですか
His
ね
actions would cause him.
そうか。
I see.
僕にはお構いなく。
Don't mind me though.
僕は
I'm
それでも
satisfied
こ
with
こに住め
where
るな
I
ら
am
満足。
going.
余計なお世話かもしれないけど
Maybe I shouldn't say anything,
本当に
but it's a
かなり
really
偏僻な
isolated
ところよ。
place. I don't know if
田舎への憧
loving
れだけ
the
じゃ
countryside
耐えら
is
れない
enough
か
to
も。
bear it.
大丈夫ですよ。
Don't worry.
死ぬ
Compared
のに
to
比べたら
dying
どんなと
and
ころで
place
も天国です。
any place is heaven.
変な言い
Wait,
回しです
that
な。
must sound strange. What an awkward laugh. Apparently they've been told I almost committed suicide.
というわけで、
I'm
一応
curious
聞いて
though.
おきたいんです
What
が、
kind of place is it?
特別な地区。
It's special.
キューちゃん
Gyo-chan. She tried choosing her words carefully, but that made it sound worse than just a place for the ostracized. Hashimoto she seemed to be warning her about continued talking anyway.
私もまだわからないけど
I still don't know much, but it's full of people who are unfairly forced to live here. Both the place and the people living there aren't regarded highly in the common Fujushi.
情報は
Thank you for you go looking for
警戒に漏らしちゃダメ。
information.
相手を選んで
I
ます
mean, leaking information.
何も知らされずに
I
住まわ
pick
され
and
る
choose
人が
who I'm saying
本来
this
知って
to.
しかるべ
This
き
is something a
公正な
person
情報
who is
提供
moving
で
there
すよ
should know. It's only fair.
それでも彼に事前に言っておくべ
There's
きだ
something you
ね
should say before that, though. Right.
そうです
Sorry.
ねすみません
Fusashi-san, please keep this off the
これ
record.
オフレコで
ええ、向
Sure.
こうの人にも言い
I
ま
won't
せ
say
ん。
a word to the people there. Oh yeah, I love a good mystery. You know what I want to watch and I haven't got around to it. The Promised Neverland. I heard that was really, really, really good. And the Sacred Seven was really good. The mystery about who was the person trying to bring back the Dark Lord that was pretending to be a hero. Oh, that was really good. No, I keep saying I want to sit down and just sit. I want to binge that and Erased, really bad. Like that's the two that I want to like just sit down and just like I just been busy. Sure, I won't say a word to the people there.
その上で大丈夫
With that in
考
mind,
え直すな
are
ら
you
今
sure
日ここを帰ると
we
きに
can
一
still
緒
go
に
back with us if you change your mind
橋
after
本さ
seeing it.
んどうでしょう
You
か
wouldn't mind, would you, Hashimeta-san?
彼が望むなら
I'll
考える
think about it if that's what he wants.
久石さん
Fusashi-san,
一緒に出て
do you
行く
want to
わ
leave with us? Those two had an interesting relationship. Oh, is she banging the big guy? Oh, she liked them big ninjas. Mamiya-san did all the talking, but Hamashida-san seemed to outrank her. Hell, though he didn't speak much, everything he said was really well constructed, made sense, so to speak. The Miyama often became overly excited. Hashimoto was strangely stable, and not just in terms of appearance. Wait, this was no time to scrutinize my traveling companions.
いいんです。
No,
もう街には帰る気はない
I
で
don't
すから。
feel like going back to
でも
the city
お
anymore.
気遣いはありがとうござい
Thank you
ま
for
す。
the consideration, though.
でも
But
間宮さんは多分
Mamiya,
都会人と
Mamiya-san,
超人って視
you're
点で
probably
気遣って
saying
くれてるん
this
だと
as
思い
a
ますけ
fellow
ど、
city dweller,
僕も
but
十
you
分う
realize
さ
I'm
くさいで
pretty
すからね。
shady character myself, right?
何かしら便宜を
Like,
図
I
って
slap
くれ
hoes,
ただけで
no.
十分にありがたいと思うんですよ。
I'm just grateful for your help. That's more than enough.
そう
I
な
see.
ら何も言わない
Then I
わ
won't say anything more.
不採取
Ruby
ある
Fusashi,
だ
was
っ
it?
け
なんでしょ
Yes?
行き詰まりそうな
You
人に
really
は
don't
見え
look
な
like
い
a
けど
guy at
な
the end of his rope.
う。ヘラヘラしてるからよくそう言われます。
I get that a lot. Must be my carefree attitude.
そうか失
I
礼
see.
した
I'm
ね
sorry.
私中
You
学の
know,
時の
one
同
of
級
my
生が
classmates
一
in middle
人
school
自
committed
殺してるんですけ
suicide.
ど
He was
いつも能天
always
気
so
でみんな
carefree
まさか
that he
彼
couldn't
だけはって
believe
思いましたよ
we couldn't believe he had done something like that.
そういうもの
Guess
だ
that's the
もん
way
ね
it is sometimes. I might have said so too. I might have said too much. Recalling the scene at the officer's post, I tried to get back into the character of a poor, suicidal man. I know, everybody tells me that how good it is. Like, you know what was really good? Charlotte. Charlotte was really good. I never finished it. It's just such a depressing anime. Have you seen Charlotte? Charlotte will make you regret all your life choices. The van slowly ambled onward. We appreciated a slightly more open space. It seemed to be the center of the village, and it looked like there were small shops there. But as we went on, it started to become even more isolated and desolated, and you could see more and more trees growing between the buildings. If that was where Kama Fujushi ended, it was only about 3 kilometers across. If it was about 10 square kilometers in size, it had 100 people for every one of them. The stones I'd seen back in Yamazu were nowhere in sight. Apparently they really were Yamazu exclusives. I could see a larger building nearby, and Mamiya told me it was the branch school from some nearby town. All students in Fujushi must get their education there before moving on to help in the fields. The smarter ones left to work outside the village upon graduating high school. Those who went from here to college were rare, meaning that at least relative to their local, Chimi was a prodigy. The students from Yamazu should have been in school this time of day. Oh yeah. I'm not giving the premise of it is Charlotte is a anime about people with powers, but the thing is, for every power there's a downside. So and the world is just figuring out that these people have powers, but their powers are like, some of them have like really bad consequences. Like, just for example, one of the girls, and this isn't giving away anything, her ability is to turn invisible, but she can only turn invisible as long as she stays in front of you. It's really strange, but it's the story. It's one of those things. I like story driven things. I'm like you. I like a good mystery. Monster. Oh. I would say, if we're gonna go action, I'm gonna tell you what took me by surprise. Darwin's Game took me by surprise. If we're talking about mystery, I would say Parasite Maximum was pretty high up there when it first came out. But Guilty Crown, I'd say, is one of those things you can only watch one time. Code Geass is up there as well for me. I'm trying to think about what that murder mystery. There's one about a ghost in a town where one of the people is dead, and they're causing a curse for everybody else, and you have to figure out who the dead person is and kill them again. And I can't think of it. Oh, you haven't watched Darwin's Game? If you haven't watched Darwin's Game, it's about a downloadable app that people are downloading, and it puts you into kind of a battle royale in real life. Like, the outside world isn't aware of what you're doing, but when you die, your body self-disintegrates. Like, it's kind of messed up. No, it wasn't like that. You ever see Caution, the hero's cautious? Think of him more like that. And that'll kind of give you an idea what his actual personality is. My golden rule for anime is give it 3 to 4 episodes. Like, I love the regular of Magic School. The regular in Magic School. Oh, definitely give it another try. And Akuma Drive. Another one is Big Order. It got rushed, and you know how that goes. Like, it starts off really good and then gets rushed in the middle, and there's like some context missing, and which is the same thing that happened with Taboo Tattoo as well. Like, you should give those two another try. If you like things like God of High School, you'll like that. But I'm trying to think about what this zombie one was. It was one of the characters was dead. It's a mystery, and I can't think of it. It's one of my favorite murder, horror, supernatural animes, and I can't think of the name right now. I tell you what, if I remember it, I will put it in my description on Twitch. I'll put in a couple of animes that I can't think of off the top of my head, and just put it in the description of this video a little later. Yep. Once we passed the last residence, we entered an area mostly untouched by human hands, and road led us to the overgrown mountains.
これは
There were large stones on each side of the road.
象徴的でしょ
Impressive,
鳥み
huh?
たい
They're like Tories.
鳥居ですか
Tories.
ええ
Yeah, trees
神を
inhabited
伝え
by
た
the
り
birds
鳥の
serving
宿
the
口
gods,
もしくは
or a
聖域
gateway
へと
through
至
a
る
sacred
結界の入
boundary.
り口
Fujushi
富
worships
士
the
吉で
mountain
は
apparently.
山岳し
ああ神内名字
Great Lord Shinai, huh?
知ってるの
You know about? Crap.
樋
Higuchi-san
口さん
told
から
me a
軽
few
く聞いた
things.
でも
Anyway,
この村の
you
外
don't
で
really
は
hear
あんまり
that
聞かないのよね
this mountain
こ
is
の
a
山が
special
特別だって話
special outside of this
神内
village.
っていう
Do
神
you?
格も聞いた
I've
こと
never
ない
even
し
heard of the god Shinai.
字面からすると
Going by the
猿関係
kanji,
なのかな
it sounds like it's a
でも
monkey god of
真
some
を猿に
sort,
振り分けるの
but
は
that
単
one
に
only
暦と
used
方角の話よね
used in calendars and directions.
間宮さんってフードライターじゃなか
Were
っ
your
たんです
articles about food?
あ失礼
Sorry, I used to write about the
元々はオカルトライターを
occult.
やってたの
Quickly switched topics because of it. Wasn't keeping food on the table. She looked like your typical neat and fashionable career woman. So this was really unexpected.
そうなんですか
It sounds
面
interesting.
白そう
though.
ですけど
今の時代うさんく
In this
さい
day
情
and
報を
age,
読みたい人
no,
は
wrong voice.
みん
In
な
this
ネ
day
ット
and
を見る
age,
からね
anyone who wants to read that kind of stuff just uses the internet.
紙に書かれた
Everything in
怪奇情報はみん
magazines
な嘘
is
で
a lie,
本当の怪
and
奇
all
情
the
報はネッ
occult
ト
info
そん
is
な住み
on
分け
the
になっちゃっ
net.
たみたい
That's the general opinion of people in the occult these days. Oh, you know what else is really good? I watch Manly Badass Hero, since we were talking about mysteries. I watch Manly Badass Hero, and he plays Spirit Hunter NG. That's a really I haven't played it, but I like this playthrough of it. Just giving a shout out to that.
残ったわず
The
かな
piece
パ
of
イ
the
は
pie
みんな
that's
重
still
鎮の
around
先生方
was
に取ら
taken
れちゃうから
by
ね
leading
新人にはき
writers.
つい世
We
界だった
newbies
か
don't
な
have a chance. She mentioned it. I hadn't seen as many magazines on the occult and the supernatural these days. No idea if that was a good thing though. The car passed a large boulder.
道が悪くなるから
The road is
気を
about
つ
to
け
get
て
bumpy. Be careful.
あはい
Alright. The moment he said that, the car jumped, scaring the crap out of me. If those stones were the mountain's boundaries, we were now on Great Lord Shinai's turf. Beyond it, we'd find Yamazu, the Saranaga. The entrance to Yami was beyond the sacred ground. The religion just kept getting weirder and weirder. Eventually, the pavement ended and we were on the gravel road. The grove of trees became a dark forest. It was cloudy, so there wasn't much light to begin with, which only made this place extra creepy. I composed myself after all. The real creepiness was about to end. Was at the end of the road. We weren't saying a word anymore, and I thought about mundane stuff like the convenience car. The convenience of cars. We went down on the side of the mountain for about 20 minutes and eventually made it through God's narrow road. Beyond the dense forest, there was a relatively open space. We arrived at the entrance I'd passed when Haru-chan escaped the settlement, and I searched for her. There were the same 2 large stones, and they did a great job of telling me that this was some sort of boundary.
もうすぐね。
We're close. I felt like I heard a hint of nervousness in her tone. Were we about to enter a strange realm? Or were we already there? There was no point in thinking about it now. We just passed the gate and... Hey. That's my type of character. That's waifu right there. That's waifu material right there. She was... I stared carefully not to lose sight of her. Our eyes met. A mysterious red stare. White hair. Trailing behind her, she looked at the van as we passed. And then she fucking fell. Oh shit, she hit her oh god, there's blood everywhere. Oh, she hit the damn stone. She hit her head. Oh god. Oh, and now writhing in pain. Hey, please stop the van. Oh god. What? Sudden as it was, Hashimoto, she stopped the van. I jumped out and ran to her. Are you alright? She was still writhing on the ground with her hands on her head. There was no trace of divinity and mysterious from the last time, or from just a moment ago. It hurts.
でしょうね。
I can tell.
どなた？
Who are you?
通りすがりのもので
Just
す。
pass by.
私は誰？
Hi.
ちょっと待
Hold
て。
on. I merely wanted to say that.
ボケをおかましになる余裕が終わりで。
Oh, so you feel up to joking around at least, huh?
あまりの痛みに
The pain made
取り
me
乱しました。
lose my composure for a moment. The girl, or rather, woman, since she was older than me, became red as a tomato right before my eyes. Rikaku Umatsu. Was she an albino? Her skin and her hair were pale, while her eyes were blood red. Her unusual appearance and manner of speech were exactly as I remembered. But man, where did this playfulness come from? Well, I hadn't spoken to her much last time, so maybe I didn't know her as well as I thought I did.
大丈夫なんですか？
Are you okay? Be honest.
痛いのは平気な証拠だ。
My late
ある
mother
日日の母は
said
申して
the
おり
pain
ま
is
した。
proof you are well.
いや、それは場合に
That
よりきり
depends
で
on the。situation. Excuse
失
me.
礼。
Slightly hesitant, I reached out to her head, gently touched it, and examined the damage.
いつ？
あ
Uh,
ちょっと血
you're
が出て
bleeding
ま
a
すね。
bit.
古文
That's
も
gonna
で
leave
き
a
そう。
bump. You
冷や
should
し
take
な
it
がら
easy for a while.
お医者様でいらっしゃる。
Are you a doctor?
いえ、
No, that sort of thing is common knowledge. From the look on the wound,
とりあえ
it
ず
isn't that bad,
見
is
る
it?
限り。気分が悪いですか？
Are you okay?
いえ、
Yes,
その
but I
have
my
髪を触られると
like that makes me feel a bit odd. Is she?
ゾワゾワと
See, best girl. She already went to D. She already perved on me. She know. You know what they say. Once you go boogie, you're gonna need physical therapy. Gotta do it. Gotta say it.
悪い気持ちではないのですが、
I rather like
なんだ
the
か
feeling, but
妙
uncertain how I should respond. Was the skin on her head sensitive or something?
いきなり第一村人と
Intimacy
とは
With a
久しくやる
first villager you meet. Not bad for Fujushi.
何をおっしゃるうさぎさん。
What are you saying? A brown-haired man is trying to take out Matsu-sama. Out of nowhere come the old lady.
濡れ衣ですよ。
No, I'm not. Listen up. I mean, lady, Matsu-sama here slipped and hit her head a bit. I just... That horrible things did this hoodlum do to you, Matsu-sama? How awful! She wasn't listening at all! Feeling a bit stupid for worrying so much about her, I explained what happened and cleared it up, the misunderstanding.
ご迷惑を
My apologies for the trouble.
誤解を受ける方が悪いのよ。
The one to blame are the ones who misunderstood.
あ、すみません。
Sorry.
上松様、
Now,
とりあえずお家で
Matsu-sama,
横になっと
you
る
should
の
come and
が
rest at home.
山脇さん
No
ご
worries.
心配なさらず
No need to worry about me, Yamawaki-san.
今ちょうど野里様が
Sato-sama is in
ますからね
Yasumizu right now.
今呼びま
I'll
す
call him.
下まで送りましょう。
take you.
お
Yes, please. Do. Now this was unusual. She hated outsiders, but she couldn't say no to Hashimoto-san's presence.
上松さんですっけ
Matsu-san,
病院とか行かなくて
Was
大丈夫
it?
です
are you sure you don't have to go to the hospital?
お医者様がいらっしゃる
We
ので
have a doctor here.
そうならいいけど
Really?
手を貸すわ
That's
乗れ
good then. We'll give you a hand. Wanna eat? Wanna get on? Eat.
お手数をおかけします
My apologies for the trouble.
久石くん悪いけど後ろ
Sorry,
ね
Fasashi-san, could you? You're stuck with the bag. It was full of equipment, though.
歩きますよ。
I can walk.
やめなさい
Don't. I've been talking nonchalantly, but her response was a stern one. While it was true, I could have caused some serious trouble if I arrived completely alone. I knew this from my experience arriving via Saranaga. Also, I wasn't supposed to be familiar with this area. I had to avoid looking suspicious.
本当にすみません
My apologies.
あの
いえいえ、
No,
気
it's
になさら
fine.
ずに。
Don't worry about it.
いえ
No, I
そ
mean,
の上松
I'm
理香子と申します回るに末
Rikaku
で
as a plum
上
flower,
松
and Matsu as in
す
spin
ももの
and
花
end.
で理香子です
そういえば、
All
ま
right,
ともに自
we
己紹
haven't
介もし
properly
てませんで
introduced
したね。
ourselves, huh?
房石春明です。
Haruki Fasashi.
厨房の棒に石器の石。
from
陽明
kitchen,
学の陽明で
Shi
春
from
明と読
stone
みます。
tools, and Haruki from the Japanese for Confucianism.
不妻子
Haruki
春明
Fasashi.
様
I felt like she didn't get it at all. Anyway, thanks to that, I became an inhabitant of the backseat and fellow passengers alongside Rikaku Matsu. For a brief moment, anyway, we didn't speak much. The only noteworthy thing was the strange smell of dried aromatic wood she brought along. Besides that, I was just struggling to keep my seat as we jostled down the bumpy road. Leaving a trail on the unpaved road, we arrived and drove through Yasumizu. We passed the front of the Nasato mansion, then the construction site, Taesan's house probably, until finally we arrived at the plaza. By the time we got there, Imatsu's son seemed to be in perfect health and apologized profusely for the trouble she'd caused, though it'd be best if she took care of the wound on her head. Mamiya-san and I went alongside her and took her to the house she was living in. It was the same place where she lost her mind and the rest of us had to barricade her in.
じゃあ
Now then,
念のため
I shall
野
wait
里
for
様を待ち
Nasato-san,
ます。
just in case.
お大事にね。
Take care!
はい。
Yes. Fusashi-sama, I
不
will
妻子様も
surely make it up to you. Oh, yeah.
このご恩はきっと。
You know you a girl.
いやいや、お気になさらず。
Don't worry about that.
めえ。
うお
I completely forgotten about Matsu-san's extra.
あら、どこの子？
Who's this girl?
昨日
You
会いませ
did
んで
not
し
see
たか。
her yesterday? She
Oh,
wandered
tatay.
in Yasumizu.
休みずに迷い込ん。あら、上富
Oh,
士
from
から。
Fujushi.
そ
I
れ
can
じゃあ
drive her back
今
if
日
you
連
want.
れて。いえ、
No, she.
その。
とりあえず
Why
他の
not
人に
ask
事情を
someone
聞きません
else? Rikaku-san
リカコさん
needs
は
to
休まな
rest.
いと。
Oh. Oh, she's in love.
確かね。
Yeah,
それ
you
じゃあ
have
上
a
松さ
point.
ん、失礼す
Then
るわ。
we'll be leaving now. What
この
about this
子
girl?
はメイコ。
Miko. Matsu-san called to Mako and brought her inside. A stronger smell began wafting from the building. Maybe they were burning incense.
可愛いわよね。
She's
彼
cute,
女。
isn't she?
ですね。
Yeah.
しかも、
Her attire,
風貌に
combined
あの
with her
装束。
appearance, makes her look just
神秘的だわ。
magnifying.
装
Mystifying.
束
Attire.
気づかない？
You didn't
形
notice?
は巫女服っぽいけど、
While it's in the
墨
style
染め
of
な
the
ところは
Shanto
仏
shrine
門っ
maiden
ぽい。
uniform, the dark coloration is clearly Buddhism influenced.
明らかに宗
It's
教
clearly
的な意
religious
味がある
garb. I
格好。
never expected a
こん
place
な
so
偏僻
remote to
な
have
場所
its
に
own
独
religion.
自の
How
信仰がある
exciting!
なんて。
お仕事熱心なの
Oh,
は結構ですが
it's a good
少々
thing
よ
to
その事情に
enthusiastic
立
about
ち入
your
りすぎ
work,
じゃありませんかね
but there are limits to how far you should pry, don't you think? Man, everyone seemed to just appear out of nowhere this time. Nasato-san, I'm sorry. Are you here to treat
上松さ
Matsu-san?
んのお手当てで？
Mayumi-san gave a confident, journalistic smile and spoke to Kinosuke Nasatoshi.
ええ分かっているなら道を譲ってもらえると幸いですが
If
ね
you're aware of that, then please clear the way.
こちら見慣れん方ですな
And who is this man? Oh, this reeks of testosterone and booze.
樋口さんの紹介で、
he's a
今
rookie
度こちらに住
Fasashi-san.
むことになった
Hagachi-san
久石
sent
春
him
明さ
to
ん
live
です
here.
って。
どうも
Hello.
お世話になり
How
ま
we
す
get along?
藤吉村の
You're
で
not from
では
Fujushi, are you?
はいいろいろありまし
No,
て
I'm not.
東京から来ました
Things happen. I left Tokyo and ended up here.
樋口はよくわか
What's
らんと
Gucci thinking?
しかしまあ
You have my sympathy, though. Anyway, I'm off.
Dewa.
I'm coming to
私はこ
Rikaku.
れで。
Coming in, Rikaku.
リカ子さん失礼
Sympathy, huh? As coincidence. Condescending as ever. God, I was about to say coincidence like 5 times. It's condescending as ever. Yeah, like I'm when they say that that wood smell, I think if you've ever smelled it, I'm not sure if you have. It probably smells like Indian sandalwood. That's probably the wood smell that they're talking about. Because I think somewhere in like Africa they use that to ward off spirits. Like I think in the South it's sage. Africa is like sandalwood. It's supposed to like do something. I don't know, spiritually. And yeah, those flashbacks to the first one. But yeah, I was just saying this. Like NG had really crazy spirit. The goddamn, what is that called? Spirit. NG. God damn it. I would just said manly badass hero bladed too. After parting ways with him, we returned to the plaza. Hashimoto-san was taking photos of a small flower nearby. I could imagine that someone told him to not take photos of this house. We were the only ones here, and I couldn't hear anything but the wind. It was strangely quiet. A little too quiet.
相変わらず
Like always, this place is Spirit Hunter. It's Spirit Hunter NG. Manly Badass Hero was playing it, and they actually show all the deaths. Like these deaths are crazy. If you go to So you think I gave him the right voice for that condescending sound? If you're on YouTube, go to Manly Badass Hero and look for Spirit Hunter and Spirit Hunter NG. You'll like it. If you like this, you'll love that. She fell silent before fishing her divisive comment. Wise move. Wouldn't be good to finish that comment by comparing the place to a ghost town.
じゃあ行こうか。食堂なんだよね。話が言ってるのって。
God. Let's Ugh, swallow my spit. Let's go then. You're going to the dining hall, right?
ええ
Yes. Despite having next to nothing to do with me, Mamiya-san was helping me out a lot. Jesus Christ, I'm dying. Yes, Deathmark is pretty nice. I wish I would have played it before I watched someone play it, because now it's just ruined for me. But if the third one does come out, I think I'm going to do it. There's another game that I'm going to play on here. I'm going to play this every Monday until I'm done with this. So every Monday at about 10, I should be hopping on this, just in case anybody wants to come back and see it finished. But there's a game called The Council, and it's like a murder mystery kind of choose your choice kind of game, and that's, I think, going to be my next playthrough that I do for like this kind of stuff. Like I really like these kind of games. I like these kind of mystery. I like reading. So yeah, but the Deathmark series, I really wish I hadn't spoiled that for myself. I wish I would have just did that on my own. Oh, you've beaten the council. Did you like it? Was it worth it? Another thing that I played was The Quiet Man. I gotta do a second playthrough of that though. I don't know if anybody else played it. It's the mechanics are a bit shit, but I like a good story. If you have a good story, I'll play it. Like Cyberpunk has a good story. It's glitchy as hell, but the glitches kind of make it fun. What was it? Yeah, I'm really gonna start really getting into like these kind of games, like a little more. I'm gonna start playing them a little more on my channel. Like on the weekends I do an FPS, and throughout the weekday I just kind of do action games. You know, everybody who sees this, they love it. They're like, oh, I love this game. And I'm just like, wow, you know, I can't believe I slept on it for so long. I was actually going to get another one about it's a story about a kid, not Zero Time. I don't know if anybody ever played that game. I was going to pick that up, but I don't know if anybody would like to see that. I think a lot of people have seen it. The Zero Time Dilemma. Have you heard of that? Yeah, that's another one I wish I hadn't spoiled it for me, but I didn't know it was a part of a trilogy series, and now apparently the fourth one's coming out. But it's that, and there's another one about a kid who was raised in New York and his father is murdered, so he comes from Japan to New York to try to figure out yeah, 999 was worth it no matter what. I think Zero Time Dilemma is kind of it's not confusing, but if you really think about time in that kind of way, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but if you think of time in that kind of way, a lot of things would have got X'd out. Like, time would have corrected itself if that kind of thing happens. I mean, if you really think about Steins Gate and how they go about time, then, which I watched Steins Gate, but I didn't like it. I watched Steins Gate and Steins Gate Zero. I didn't like either of them. They say only smart people like Steins Gate, and I must not be that smart. I mean, I understand it, but it wasn't my thing. Despite having next to nothing to do with me, Mamiya-san was helping me out a lot. Then again, she was heading there too.
まあ、お待ちしてました。
Oh, I've been waiting for
久
you.
石さん
You're
でしたっけ
Fusashi-san, yes?
それに本
And
庄
hello
さ
to
ん、
you too.
橋本さん。
Hasa-san. And Hashimata-san. Why does she always sound horny when she talks? What is that about? Well, I was gonna play Steins Gate at one point, before I watched the anime. Like, everybody pumped the anime up so much that I wind up giving in and watching it. And I think I probably would have liked the VN better. I think so, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of things cut out of it that probably aren't in the anime. It's sort of like if you were to watch Persona Royal, you know what I'm saying? Like the show, like anime, you wouldn't get all the stuff that's in Persona. Like it would be sorely lacking. Yeah. But I think would you like to see more visual novels on this channel by any chance? I mean, like, it seems like a lot of people like that a lot more. Hello.
どうもどうも。
Hello, hello. It took a lot to keep myself from saying hello, hello, hello.
樋口さんから
Hakuji-san
こち
sent
らを
me
ご案内いただいて
here.
まいりまし
A
た。
pleasure to meet you.
よろしくお願いします。
Haguchi-shi had pushed me into working at the dining hall. Not the watering hole, but dining hall. He strongly emphasized that it wasn't under his control. That was why it had been decided I'd meet Kaori-san. Oh yeah. She had a oval, compressed, slightly haggard face, and I couldn't see a hint of the demon from before. Apparently, if it was for their children, some parents could become both demon and angels. I kind of felt like that applied to the entire history of mankind, for better or worse. My,
きちんとされて
you're
る
well
わね。
behaved for someone
お
so
若い
young.
のに。
いえ、
Oh
落ちこぼ
no,
れですから。
I'm just a failure. God damn!
でも、
Yo, shot is
本当にいいのかしら。
Put that shotgun in his
こ
mouth.
んな。ね。
Oh, come now. But are you sure you want to, you know? Seriously, is she hitting on me, or, you know, she's talking kind of. Take some Spanish fly before I came in this motherfucker?
いいんです。いろんな人に言われますけど、
It's fine. Many people say otherwise, but this is a nice place.
そう。
It is.
でも、
But
聞いたかわからな
I
いけど。
don't know if you've been told, but
食堂と言っ
this
て
dining
も
hall is more
炊
like
き
a
出し係みたいな
ration
ものだから
distribution house. This is hard for me to say,
言
but
いにくいのだけどお給
you
金
won't
と
be
か
paid.
は
The most we
食
can
事は
offer
も
is
ちろん
meals.
構わないですよ。
I don't mind.
お金がなくて
If
も
I can live a
素
simple
朴に生
life,
きていけ
I
れば
don't need money.
それ。
まあ
My.
じいかよ
What are you on, old fart? Suddenly, Yoshikitsu, or Base-kun, walked through the door, displaying the same recklessness that probably got him killed the last time.
吉次
Yosugu,
あんた学校はどう
why are
した
you
の
not in school?
う
Shut it, bitch. I said I ain't going. Hey, you fucking zombie. Heard you came here because you couldn't die. That's so lame. Yokasu. How dare you? Oh, word spread fast around here. They called and told Kaori about it. Then she told it to several other people, and it probably leaked. Yeah, I'm lame. I'm so lame. The hell? You okay upstairs? I can't say. I am. I'm an idiot. Hey, Egg. Don't hire this guy. He'll mess up the place. I don't want to hear that from someone who doesn't go to school or help around here. Shut up! Hey, you brown-haired dumbass. You seriously came here to die? Or is this an act or something? I twitched. As if... Hey, guy's weird as hell. My name isn't Hag. I know I have nothing to do with this, but you should keep your joking around to a minimum. Sorry, I just felt like we'd be living together for a long while, so I ought to be as friendly as possible. Yoshigitsu. I cannot say that. Yoshigitsu. Yoshigitsu. Yoshi was it? Want to make a bet? Huh? What kind of bet, you coward? I looked into my large bag and took something out. Specifically a new pocket knife. Use this to cut off your pinky. Off my pinky. Everyone instantly fell silent. I ignored them and continued. Come on, I'll put my hand down, and I'll put the knife right here. The hell you say? I'm saying I'll let you short my finger as a sign of friendship. I'm saying that's insane. Hell, that's something you do yourself. You making me do this because you can't do this yourself? Huh? You really are a coward, huh? I can do it myself, but this is a bet and a test of courage. If you're gonna call me a coward, you gotta show you not one yourself, right? Swing a knife down, and you win. And if I don't back out, I win. That means that if you cut off my finger, we both win. Then we'd be friends, but no hassle involved. What do you think? Yoshi-kun. I smiled and pointed at the knife on the table with my finger. What the hell are you talking about? You nuts? That's pretty much all you're saying now. But yeah, I really am nuts. Or what? You prefer normal people. You who looks like that and gives no respect to his mother. I prefer weird people, you see. Show me how insane you can get. Man, this was just too much fun. Yoshi looked right about ready to shit his pants. But it was time to back off. Gotcha. What a shame, huh? Yoshi-kun. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do something that hurt that much. Well, even if we can't get along now, we'll be friends eventually. You actually think that helps? Jokes aside, he was actually pretty sharp. He and his brother were nothing alike, but it wouldn't have been surprising if he also had a talent for seeing through people. He had Hagachi blood in his veins, after all. Perhaps it was genetic. Yeah, like, Could you imagine if he took him up on it? That would have hurt like hell. But the thing is he could kill himself, like overdose on sleeping pills, just do it all over again, get his finger back, and realize he can't fuck around. So I mean, technically, you really don't have nothing to lose. He left without saying another word. Kaori didn't even tell him to go to school.
すみません
I'm
変な
sorry.
ことをおっしゃいました
That was weird, wasn't it?
いえ
No, my
うちの
my
若
stupid
息子
son
が
had
こ
it
んな
coming.
失礼を
That shocked me a bit.
でもちょっ
Oh,
とびっ
you
くり
have
したな
nerve.
弾力が終わりなのね
See, now she wants the D. You see? They all want the D now. See, they want a real man. A real man.
そんなことないですよ
No, I
賭けを放
don't.
棄したので僕
I'm
の
the
負
one
け
who called it
多
off.
分追い
So
詰
I
めたら
lost. He
彼は
probably
やっ
would
てみ
have
せたで
done
しょうからね
He probably would have done it if I kept pushing him. After all, he was the type who'd pick a fight with something inhuman and die.
でも
He probably
お母さ
didn't
んの
want
前
to
で血を見せる
draw
のは
blood
た
in
めら
front
っ
of
たん
his
でしょう
mother. I think he's a good kid at heart.
根はいい子なんですよね
My words almost
彼は
made Kaori smile a bit.
いえ本当お恥ずかしい
but
限り
I do
で
feel embarrassed. He
体
grew
ばか
too
り
big
大
for
き
me
な
to
ので
handle, and
私など
Now all I
は
can
も
do
う
is scold
口
him.
出しくらいしかできなくて
she decided to keep up the act of a strict mother. Puberty and rebellion sure seemed complicated.
久石君ちょっと
come here a sec. I did just that.
あなた
Are you
もしかして
actually one of those
あっ
kinds
ち
of
系の
people?
人間追っ手が
Did
か
they
かって
send
逃げ
someone
てきたと
after
か
you?
捕まったらけじめとか
Would it be over if they caught you?
いや違いますよ
No, I suggested
指
the
爪は
finger
適当に
thing
言っただけ
for
です
no reason.
その
Trust
手の
me.
事情で
I
皆
won't
さん
trouble
に
the
迷
people
惑か
here.
けること
ならいいけど
I hope so. She was actually suspicious now. I had to act out of better. I had to act out a better normal person. This wasn't the time to mess around.
と とにかく
Anyway, I'm
雑用
here to
を
help
何でも
with
しますので
anything. Use me
使
however
って
you
やってい
like.
ただけれ
Oh
ばと
yeah, that's right, girl. Use me, MILF.
ああええそれは構いませ
Very
んよ
well. This was
どの
decided by those
道
up
上の
there.
方の決めたことなのだし
But before that, I
ただ
wonder.
住むところを
You'll
どう
be
しようかしらね
Oh, I kind of expected them to be already decided on that.
じゃあ
I'm
挨拶がてら
going
行ってきますよ
to go
誰に頼むのがいい
introduce
ですかね
myself to everyone. Who should I ask about that?
基本的に
The one in charge of the land is
土地のお話は山脇
Yamawaki-san.
さっきのおばあさんよ
The old
車で
lady.
通った一軒
The old
家
lady
に
from
住んでらっしゃるわ
She lives in one of the houses we passed. Oh yeah. When Takumi-san gave me the key to my dorm room, he told me he had got it from the old lady. Was she like the landlord of Yazumo?
その辺にいらっしゃらないかな
Mizu. I said
上
Yazumo.
松さんのお見舞いとかで
Maybe she's not too far, like visiting Amatsu or something.
あら
Oh,
上松さん
something
どう
happened.
かされた
さっき転んで
She
頭
fell,
を打っ
hit her
て
head, and I left that talk to Mayumi-san and opened the door so I could see the plaza. By the time I realized that someone else was on the other side, it was fully open. Ugh. Oh yeah, I am. What do you mean you wouldn't loop? If he kills himself, he doesn't loop? Or does it have to be in the feast? Wait, no, don't tell me that. Don't tell me. Yeah, I am interested to see what he does. He's going to go balls to the wall. See, the thing is like, he can't tell anybody that he's looping. So, that does make for interesting. That makes for an interesting thing. But if you ever catch one of the other videos that I did, I called it that the old woman was the wolf. And I called it that the girl was the wolf. And I called it that whatchamacallit was. But does it change every time he loops? That's the question. So I'm kind of ready to see that. Seeing the person's face almost made me say her name in surprise. Chimi Serizawa. I still remember that line. I didn't care when we kissed. All I could taste was the sugary taste of rust, pus, and blood in my mouth, and I swallowed deep. Oh God. Ugh. Oh. God. I couldn't save her. I couldn't fulfill my promise. But we met again thanks to this strange looping phenomenon. Whether it was something to feel thankful about was another matter.
はじめまして。
Nice to meet you. I kept my surge of emotions under control and gave an amicable smile. But, as if she made that simple sound, a lone tear ran down her cheek.
あら
Oh, do I have something in my eye? Her voice was calm, but the first tear made way for many more, and they were soon streaming from both eyes.
なんだこれ
What? Kaori-san, do you
ごめん
have
な
a
さい
hand
ちょっ
towel?
と手拭いかなんかもらえます
Her reaction didn't seem to be anything more than confusion at first. Confusion in her body was going out of control.
まあ、
Oh
どうした
my!
の？
What's wrong?
はい
Here you go.
いやわかんなくてなんか催涙ガスとか煮込んだりしてないですよね
I don't know. Do you have tear gas here or something?
記者の方にお出しする獅子慣れが傷んでたのかしら。
Perhaps the shrine is making for journalists is rotten?
いやいや言ってみただけですなんか
Hey,
こう
I don't
なんだろうな
mean that.
更年期かな
What is it then? Menopause?
まあ、
Oh,
ちえみちゃんはまだ
come
大
now,
丈
you're
夫
too
よ。
young for that.
すみませ
Sorry
ん
for
変
acting
なとこお見
weird.
せしちゃって
She wiped her tears. Her eyes didn't look good, but her voice was cheerful and carefree, just like in my memory.
今日急に休みずに済むことになった方ですよね
So,
お兄さん。
you're the person who suddenly ended up living here, right, mister? That was a word you use on strangers. Why had she cried?
ええ、
Yes,
そんなに恐ろしい外見か
I'm
な。
that scary.
いやいやいやいや
No. You
普通にシュッ
you
とさ
look
れてますし。
perfectly fine. It's just,
これは
well, you know,
なんだ？
mysterious event.
なあ
My name is
私
Chimi
セリザ
Serizawa.
学生で
I'm a student back home
里帰り中です。
for the time
第一印
being.
象
I
最
know
悪
I
かも
made
で
a
すが
poor first
よろしくお
impression,
願いします
but I hope we can get along. She bowed to me. Of course she did. Know your master, youngling. She really didn't know who I was. Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Yeah, I definitely want to find out for myself. I love this game. I'm really into this, actually. I'm only going to play for another 10, 20 minutes though. Got to get up in the morning. Due to the looping phenomenon dying had sent me back to the point when I was wandering around on my bike. It was something that actually happened and I had to accept it, but it was also completely unreasonable. I didn't have any good way to reasonably explain it. Was the looping centered around me? Was I really the one who had memories of last time? It wouldn't be strange for there to be someone else, right? My memory were fragmented right now, and I often remembered things only when it counted. You know, she did say she saw God, and that thing did come to her that one night. So maybe she's died multiple times. Doesn't even remember it. It could be that the others had forgotten almost everything, but still had certain fragments of their memories and feelings. I had to stop thinking about this. I couldn't have asked her to console me about the tragic end that hadn't even happened yet. I'd have been barking up the wrong tree. If everything worked out, I hoped I could get close to her again. Love that depended on death, despair, and suspension bridge effect was better off staying in the realm of fiction where it belonged. We exchanged a few words, but I didn't have much time. I had to focus on getting a place to stay. for the ceremony tonight. Anyway, just like I said, I first went to Amatsu's house. Obviously, it didn't seem like there were many people inside. I hesitated for a moment, but ended up knocking.
Who is it?
It was Mako. It was Mako's voice. Could she even understand me?
さっき
I'm
臭いシーと
Fujushi
名乗った
from
ものですけ
before.
ど
For what?
いや
No, I'm Haruki
臭いし
Fasashi.
春秋
Is the old lady
おばあ
here?
ちゃん
Nope. So I was off the mark.
わかった
Alright,
それ
see
じ
you
ゃね
then.
What? Oni-chan? Fusaru-san?
Wrong.
ちょっと
Please,
お
wait a
待ちく
moment.
ださい。
Amatsu-san? She told me to wait, so I did. Soon enough, the door opened up.
おま
I
お待た
apologize
せ
for the wait.
しました。
How may I help you?
山脇さんに会いたいんですが
I'm looking for
さっきあんな
Yamawaki-san.
様子だったし こっちに来られて
From
ない
how
かと
she
思いま
acted,
し
I
て
thought she came to visit you.
まだお見えになり
I
ませ
haven't
ん。
seen her yet.
みたいですね
Looks like it. I'll be going then.
いや、
Um, what did you need
山脇さん
her for?
ああいや
Well,
一
I'm
応こっちに
gonna
住む
live
ことに
here
なったん
now,
ですが
but I still don't have
住
a
む場所が
place.
住まわれる
You will live here?
ええそれで
Yes,
相
and I
談を
need to talk about that. Best girl. Why does he not get with why is there not a waifu route? Oh, really? Always watch the Head Corner? Oh, because he's funny. What did she mean by this?
でも
But you
宿なしは
cannot be without a place to stay.
ええ
Yeah.
夕霧立てば
Oh, shit.
宴の支度
It's not what I wanted to hear.
申しまして
Prepare for the feast when the evening mist arrives.
That made me flinch. Did it show on my face?
藤吉の
The
者
people
は
of Fujushi believe that the
霧を
mist
不
is
吉
an
な
ill
ものと
omen.
習います
If it comes, we must
霧
clean
が
our
立つ
bodies,
日は
shut ourselves,
身を
and
清めて
go to sleep early.
閉じこもって
Cleanse, shelter,
早寝して過
drink.
ごすの
それは
That's an interesting
面白い
tradition.
風習ですね
That was what I would have thought if I didn't know about the tragedy.
あの
This might
差
be
し
a
出がま
bit
しいかもしれませ
presumptuous,
んが
but I do know of
空
one
き家な
empty
ら一
house.
軒
She told Mako to enter herself. What? Entertain herself and look. Why can I would swear I can read. She told Mako to entertain herself and took the key from her house. Instead of telling me more about it, she insisted on going outside despite my polite protests. I had no choice but to follow after. Oh. She tripped 2 times.
痛い
It hurts.
でしょうね
Looks like it.
転ぶのも
I've fallen,
頭を打
hurt
つの
my
も
head on the
そうで
regular.
すので
Well, that would explain why you talk like
痛
that.
いのにも
So
慣れ
I'm
てお
used
り
to
ます
pain.
So, anal?
ダメですよ
Joking.
そんなんで草っ腹を歩いちゃ
You really should walk around grass like this is. You really shouldn't walk around grass like this in that attire.
これも
This is an
上
Amatsu
松の
duty.
仕事
そうなんですか
It is.
雲は
The spider,
ネヤのは
our
した
bedroom woman servants.
She's the spider? Oh. Then why did she go mad last time? Why did she fucking go mad? That was a new term. Bedroom woman servants. Women who serve you in the bedroom? That sure sounds sexy. Am I right? And the spider was one of the guardians of the great Lord Shemnai. That reminded me, Chimmy had told me that the Amatsus were the family of the spider.
When the power of Yami rises from Saranaga, it is said to bring madness, first and foremost.
Would that... Oh, I get what she's supposed to look like now. She's supposed to look like the Spider Woman in that one fucking story about the bride, the widow. She becomes a spider. God, I was just reading about it the other day. Jurigumo? I can't. It's something like that. She's supposed to be the Spider Woman. I get it. All right, that makes a lot more sense why she looks with the red eyes and the silver hair.
That was why the Amatsu of old had the role of protecting the dreams of the villagers. Are they like night watchmen or...
Oh, wait. Were they like night watchmen or something? It wouldn't have been weird for a police-like force to still retain power in this day and age.
でも夜だと 1000% 転
But
ぶ
you
から
fall all the
昼
time
に
at
見
night.
回りをされている
So you walk around during the day instead, huh? Adorable. Is she alright?
ちなみに今長者と
By
呼
the
ばれてい
way,
る人たちみん
do
な
all the heads of the
そうい
village
う言
have
われみ
roles
たい
like
なも
that?
の
Yes, I'm surprised you noticed.
上藤吉を通ってきたん
I
です
came
が
here through Kamafujushi and Hagachi-san. Well, he looked pretty powerful.
力の
The Higuchi family are the monkey protectors of the water and holes flame.
Okay, so if Higuchi is the monkey family, then how the hell was that one chick the monkey? Wouldn't it have been Masato? He should have been the monkey then, right? There was that term again, watering hole.
火を使っちゃならなかったのをこっそ
They
り
used
使って
fire
た
when it wasn't allowed,
とか
huh?
なん
Yes, we are told to... They claim to run a watering hole, while in actuality, they're teaching people to use fire. And they use this
To gain influence as a source of everyone's food.
さっきいたのは
What about
野
Masato-san's
里さ
family?
んでしたっけ
They're one of the head
あの人も
families too,
長者
right?
だ
Aren't
と
they?
か
The Nasatos are the crow, the Ev eaters.
This doesn't make sense. If she knew where all the families did, then why didn't... Alright.
ピンときません
I have no idea what that means. They
They inspect if a corpse belongs to Yamabitu or not.
They performed autopsies. That didn't seem very important.
They were actually the healers. They were the ones who could use
Aconite? What the fuck is Aconite?
also known as wolfsbane.
Wait, so they can keep away wolves too? The only person who wasn't a part of one of the families was Chimmy. Chimmy wasn't a part of one of the families, one of the great families. Everybody else had a tie to one of the heads, correct? Because Kyusuke was, if Kyusuke was the crow, then they shouldn't have used the power to find out whether he was human the last time. That was a waste. Why would you even do that? If Rikaku knew this, then and then why did she go mad if she's the spider? Huh.
の里は薬作ってた家だかんね。
The Sato is a family that made medicine.
渦だ
Oh,
渦
wolfsbane.
シシタキに
The
トリコー
plant.
トが入っている
There's aconite in the food. Oh yeah, that was true. Well, an autopsy was a medical procedure, and if they could use poisonous plants on top of it, they could easily garner lots of respect.
なるほど。もう一つは
Let's
なんて
see.
言いましたっけ？
What was the last one?
身車
The Meguruma. The Meguruma. Right, I hadn't met a single person linked to that one.
蛇は
The snake
蔵
at
の
the
見張
tower
り
lookouts.
植松は
The Amatsus
見張りの家
aren't
で
the
は
lookout family.
ありませんから。
食料版ですか？
That doesn't give me enough.
いえ
Tower,
蔵と
as
いう
in
のは
watchtower.
So the big dude was the snake. So he would have dreams about... No. Wait, didn't the big dude say he was a spider? No, he wasn't a spider. I can't remember. It's been a while. True. True. And they did say in the last feast that it changed. You never knew who what was because everybody was outcast. So I guess technically once you get kicked out of Kama Fujushi or Fujushi and sent over here, technically you're not a part of one of the families. So I guess anybody could be whatever they wanted them to be. Because if I remember correctly, it was all mixed around the other way. If I'm looking at it right. Huh.
じゃあ軍事的な
So they're in charge of the military here.
いえ
No,
か
they
つて
used
櫓を
to
組ん
build
で
watchtowers and watch the
星を見た
stars.
と
They made calendars,
暦を作
read
り
the weather, and led the
天
local
候を
farms.
読みその職能
The
は
role
畏敬
made
を
them
受け
respected. They
Yagate
eventually became
Shinai-sama.
Shinai Sama's priests.
なるほど。
Let's see. We had our TV weather ladies now, but back in the day, astronomy and meteorology were linked to divination, leading many to consider them special powers that let them predict the future and bring good things in general. Farming was the building block of civilization. Having it was a matter of life and death. So it was only natural for those offered guidance in the field to become leaders.
教えていただいてあり
Thank
が
you
とう
for
ござい
telling
ま
me.
す。深い歴史のある
This
土地なんで
place
す
is
ね。
rich history.
愛着
Huh.
が湧きそうで
I
す。
think I could grow attached to it.
そう
I see.
ですか
This is the first time I've heard such
初め
words
て言われ
spoken.
ました。
本当ですか？
Really?
普通に興味
It's
深い
pretty
です
interesting
が。
though.
藤吉の生まれ
I've
てない
never
人に
explained this to someone born
お
outside of
話ししたこと
Fujushi.
がありませんので
Alright. She'd refused to go into detail last time. Infiltrating the village, it really was a good idea, huh?
そうこうしているうちに着きました。あれです。
That's true. Anybody could say that they were something else. Because if the wolves were there, they would know the family lineage, and it would be easy for them just to pick out whoever was what. I mean, like, because I remember last time they were saying, like, well, it'd be easiest to go after whoever had the power of protection. I can't remember if it was like the snake or the spider. It was a spider. Yeah, it was a spider, if I remember. And the snake could tell who was a human, and the monkeys could tell who each other were. So that eliminates 4 people right there, honestly, and that just leaves the crow. Process of elimination.
Oh, look, we have gone all the way here. It is.
確かにそうこうしていましたね。
Yeah, we really did go all the way. We did not go all the way. I wish we would have, because I would pick your route over Chimmy. I don't have a thing against Chimmy. I just like Rikaku more. She makes me laugh. She's adorable. Yeah, we really did go all the way. Huh. Sure takes a lot out of you.
別に
No, we
変な
did
ことは
not
して
do
ません。
anything strange.
I get it. Didnt. Her speech was still odd, and what the hell was up with her imagination? She could send my verbal curveballs to another dimension. Anyway, there was a wooden house. It was much like the ones near the plaza, except a bit more aged. It looked relatively stable, though.
Most of Fujushi is actually the private property of the Higachi, the Nasato, and the Amatsu. Fujushi used to be owned by the Maguruma. But now, that extends to all current heads serving the Maguruma.
I think it's Miguruma. That was new to me.
つまり
So you're saying that this place belongs to you, Rikaku-san? What?
あ、すみません。
Oh, sorry for
慣れ慣
being
れしく
so
呼んで
forward
しま
with
い
you.
ました。
No, I do not mind, but yes, this land is mine. A person lived here until recently.
それじゃあ、今はお
So,
亡くなり
has
に
he。passed away or something?
Yes, it was a peaceful death.
That sounded like a real blessing here in Yasumizu.
Does that bother you? It is clean inside.
I'd have been lying if I said if I wasn't bothered. But I chose to take a look. She hadn't been kidding. The inside was shabby and the wood was aged, but the floor was clean and I couldn't see much dust. The totem was new, too, though that meant that it had to be changed. But at least there wasn't some inhuman shaped mark on the floor. There was no furniture, but I could easily get a futon or something.
風呂は
What about the bath?
I do not think this place receives gas.
そりゃ大変だ。
That's bad.
霧が出たらまず
What
い
can。I do if the mist comes?
If you wish to be able to cleanse, you merely have to fill that pail with well water and wipe yourself with it.
そんなもんでいいんですか？
That's enough?
Yes, I hear it was rare to bathe in warm water in Fujushi.
あ、そう
Oh,
か。
yeah,
火は水場でし
because
か使
only
っちゃ
the
ダメだ
watering
から。
hole could use fire.
Yes,
That made sense. Anyway, I was now ready.
本当に使ってもいいんですか？
Yeah, I hope everybody's cleansing their ass every night. Man, could you imagine? Imagine back in the day, a girl comes on, don't wash that off, just throw a rag in there and just keep going. Oh, God. Oh, God. The sights, the smell.
yes, that would make all the daily cleaning worth it.
あなたが手ずから？
You cleanse this place yourself?
Yes, because taking in the corruption is one of the...
Oh, that's why she went mad.
Also, keeping myself occupied served as a good distraction.
So she takes in all the corruption. So that would explain why she went mad that one day. There must have been too much corruption.
何かお辛いことが？
Did something bad happen? She fell silent.
すみません。無神経だ
Sorry,
ったか
that
ら。
wasn't sensitive of me.
No, it was not that something happened. I was afraid of what could happen.
She looked at the mountain beyond the valley. No, it was the valley itself and the Sanaga rapids at the bottom.
さっきの話、蔵の見張りの身車家は、
Back to
例え
the
ば天
heads.
気のこととかを
Did
今でも予想してたりするんです。
Maguruma still protect the weather and stuff? Part of me thought I might be prying too deeply.
春と秋のお
During
祭りで
spring and autumn festivals,
五穀
they
豊
ask
穣を
for
願い
ambient harvests,
Mayo
dance for them, and
Honoshi.
chant ritual prayers.
それは
I heard that this was supposed to be based on
真似て
what
い
they
ると聞
did
き
in
ま
the
す
past. Thankfully,
幸
we've
い
had
に
no
して
major droughts or famines.
お
なるほど。
Oh.
じゃあある意味
So
百
in
発
a
百中なんだ。
way, they have a perfect track record.
山脇様は
Yamawaki-sama
お
knows
詳
this
しい
well.
ですので
You might wish to ask her.
そちらに
She
聞
would
か
be
れて
pleased to talk.
きっと喜ばれます
That seemed true.
と、このままだと時間が
Sorry
過ぎ
for
るばかり
taking
だ
up。so much of your time,
上松さん、
Matsu-san.
本当にありがとう
Thank
ご
you
ざいま
so
す。
much.
こ
I'll
の
make it
恩
up
に
to
は
you.
必ず
I also really wanted to thank you for your
私こそ
help during my
あ
embarrassing
のような
accident.
恥ずかしいところを
Wasn't she
助
basically
けてい
blaming
た
me
だ
here?
き
いろいろありましたけど、これからもよろしくお願いします。
Lots of things happened already, but I hope we keep getting along well. If you think I can help, don't be afraid to ask.
夫妻様
Fusashi-sama.
あ、それ、
Oh, and
柄でもないん
Sama,
で、
don't sue
ど
me.
うか呼び捨てでも
I'm
何
not
と
a
してくだ
sir.
さい。
I work for a living.
英語もいらないですよ。
You could be more casual. You don't have to use such polite speech. She's gonna have to go change those underwear. So, you were saying about imagine going without living in a village. So, I don't know if this is your first time watching, you probably don't know this, but I was a prior 0311 Marine, and I was in a war. I was in the Afghan war, and the longest I think I went without bathing, but like aside from wiping down, was probably, I'd say 7 days. 7 days in 115 degree weather. You ran out of water, couldn't use it to wash, just had to use it to drink and wash your hands off after you went, pee or poop or something like that. Like that was all you had enough water for. Like we walked for 7 days across Afghanistan straight. It was terrible. There was sand everywhere. It sucked balls. Yeah, you gotta deal with what you gotta deal with. Ooh, but I'm gonna tell you, that first shower back at base, what? Oh boy, let me tell you. Yeah. Oh, you don't even smell it. That's the bad. That's the part about it, is like you don't even smell anything. It's like everybody just reeks so bad. Nobody even stinks anymore. It's just like no one stinks. You're just like you're so dead to life. You just want to die. But that first shower, oh, you just sit there and you just let the water just run over you. You're like, oh God, thank you. It's like the best feeling ever.
Fusashi-san. I can't, Fusashi-sama. I would like to ask you the same. Please call me however you like.
Look at her. Look at it.
むしろ
It's over 9,000. Her underwear just
い
exploded.
かようにでもお呼びを
It's just a puddle. Oh yeah, it was so good. Like, because we weren't at a base, we were at a forwarding outpost, and the difference between a base and a forwarding outpost is like just kind of sandbags and some wooden tents put together. Well, some tents and a couple of wooden houses put together. And for the most part, the only thing that's separating you from everything else is like some Hesco berries, which is just these big berries that are filled with sand. And the hot water would run out so quick. But I think we got back at like in the afternoon while everybody wasn't because what it is you have blackout days, because when it gets to like 115, 120, they have blackout days when nobody's supposed to go outside, but we go outside all the time because you gotta conduct war, right? So you would just go in, you know, like we got back from this long walk, like days, like packs filled with God knows what, like body armor, like you got like at least 200 pounds of, like 150 pounds of equipment on you, and because you were literally living out of a backpack at that time. And man, oh boy, that hot water, I mean, I ran to that shower. I mean, I beat it to that shower. Was I actually raising some flags here? Was the game this easy these days? Or is that game on maximum overdrive? Did he just take his game to Super Saiyan God? Find out next time. No. Did she seriously fall in love over a bit of help after a head injury? Was this a soap opera or something? Not that I was complaining. I mean,
じゃあリカ
then
コさん
Rikaku-san. This was something else. She was just especially vulnerable to that. Oh yeah, man. Ooh. Well, no, it wasn't a newly built fob. It had enough to sustain. It had enough to sustain a actual shower, no barracks. The only thing that was actually built there, honestly, was a shower. That was the only thing we actually had. The shower, it had plumbing. It had just, when we got there, they had finally put in plumbing. The only thing about this stupid thing was it was 2 stories. It was higher than the fucking Hesco barrier, and if you wanted to fire a rocket from the field, you would have died. So it was like nobody would like going in there. And because it was a fob, you couldn't walk around at night with flashlights on. You had to like go out there with no, like, you had to have a red beam light on to like walk all the way across this field. And then like there was a shower out in the middle of nowhere because they never wanted to put it next to anything, because if somebody, it was big enough that you could see it in a distance. And if it was a well lit night, like with stars and moon, like you could just blow that bitch up. So like, you know, like you kind of like just kind of ran over there, showered and got back. But that day, I didn't give a fuck. I just stayed in there forever. Yeah, he's scared, man. Like he's like, man, she's going ultra hard right now. As a family head, she was probably either revered from a distance or considered an enemy. Takumi did the latter. She probably never talked to someone who didn't care about those things. That actually made me feel kind of bad for her.
OK じゃあ植松さん&久石さんだ。これで呼び合ってお友達になりましょう。ぜひ。
Okay, then let's call each other Amatsu-san and Fusashi-san. Let's become good friends. So he wound up putting the san back on there. Oh no, he just went to san. Yeah. So he took the horrifics off because it would have been sama, right? Friends?
です。
Yes. I'd love that. In a part of the village with no one but us, we exchanged a deep bow. Matsu-san then returned, and I checked the house for any holes. It seemed fine on the front. On that front, no monsters could get inside. Anyway, I had my place. Now I had to get one from Mamiya-san and Hashimoto-san. I tried to think of a way to encourage them to leave before the mist came, but all things I could think of seemed unnatural. This meant my only option was the opposite. Convincing them there was no way to leave, so they'd have to stay. Honestly, I did consider just letting them die. Damn! That was kind of dark. As long as I survived, I didn't really care if they did. But that didn't sit right with me. I wasn't a good guy, but not doing whatever I could right now seemed careless. My ultimate goal was to escape the loops, but at the moment all I could really do was prevent the tragedy for me. I'd think of something else if it just didn't work out, but for now, I had no reason to abandon my humanity. That was why I returned to the plaza. Yeah, it is kind of an improvement. I think it is. I think I'm about to stop here. Yeah, I gotta get up in the morning. It's at 2 o'clock. Jesus Christ. So let me go ahead and hit that good old shave button. Yeah, I'm gonna do it in 5. Overwrite data. Saved. Yeah, you have a good night too. I hope I see you next Monday. I'll be playing this again next Monday at 10, and tomorrow I'll be playing. What am I playing tomorrow? I think I'm playing. I want to say Like a Dragon. Yakuza Like a Dragon. I think I am. I think that's what I'm going to play. But with that being said, as always, and this is my sign out, so I hope everybody bears with me. I hope everybody out there is taking care of themselves. I hope they have a good night, and I hope they take care of one another and each other. To my boys in blue out there, you guys outstanding citizens, you need to remember that. And while you're out there, please protect your partners, and at home, protect your friends and family. Do not let the bad cops take you down. You guys have to do the right thing. To all my veterans out there, please, please, please remember you're fucking heroes, and that it's okay to take a knee, but don't drop your pack and don't lie down. I know we get caught up in ourselves and we get taken down, and sometimes we just can't get out of the hole. But whatever you do, calling your friends, family, mother, father, brothers, sisters, battle buddy, whatever it takes to get you back on your feet. And without further ado, as always, China sneeze first. Good luck, good night, God bless, and remember to always stay legendary.